Hello, welcome to StoneMagpie. Thank you for joining me. I've got some section left in this window and I wanted to share my thoughts with you whilst we completed the last stained glass window of the Crystal Ball diamond painting from Diamond Art Club. So how are you all? I hope you're all really well. I've changed my camera angle for this today, so you may see my hand going in and out of shot. I've got my colours this side. I may have to change it. I'm trying to work out where my hand is so it doesn't annoy you too much, but that you can still see me diamond painting. We'll see how we get on. So I'm going to start with this colour here, just to go down the edges, and then we'll get into the dragon and finish with the stained glass. I'll get a bit of release paper to lean on here, and off we go. Ooh, we've got a bit of junk there to start with. We don't want that. Discard that. So how are you all? I hope that you've all had lots of chance to do some diamond painting of your own. It sounds like you have. I've been reading comments and responding and finding out the paintings that you've been working on, and I always love to hear about it, so thank you if you do let me know. It gives me the chance to look up the paintings and see things that I may have missed in my search. Gives me new ideas, etc. So I really do appreciate it. And I also appreciate the fact that everybody who commented on the unboxing I did with my mum, Mama Magpie, was so lovely and warm and kind. We felt the kindness shining through from you all. So thank you so much. You just made me so proud, because I did say to Mum that I have got the loveliest people on YouTube watching my channel, and now she believes me. She was actually quite choked up by some of the comments, so thank you again to everybody that did that. And I think I may have convinced her to do another one with me, perhaps a WIP and Chat as we work together on something, so do watch out for that. And if you're not subscribed, then please do subscribe so you don't miss out if you'd like to see Mama Magpie again. So with this diamond painting, as you'll see, I have cracked on quite a lot with this, and originally I was talking about perhaps sourcing some square crystals to use in the stained glass detail, and then I put my first ABs into the windows to try them, and wow, I was absolutely blown away by the quality of the ABs. And I think because it's got the shimmer on the shimmer of the different colours, it does look more glass-like than what I first thought it would. So I am sticking with the ABs that came with this kit. I just think it looks so amazing. And once I've finished doing this window, I will show you the whole completed section that I've done so far. Right, let's do the capital T's. We'll fill in the grey bits first, as I say, which is a dragon. You probably can see the wings here and the tail curling down. And as we pan out, once I finish the section, I think you'll see him even better. So filling in the T's. I've also been working on the mystery diamond painting from DIY Moon Shop. I have been posting pictures as I've been working on the different sections, and that's been really good fun too. So I have been quite busy with my diamond painting. been lucky to get a bit of time to do so. And as we head into May, then we've got a few bank holidays in the UK, so yay, even more time to spend doing this amazing craft. I love it so much. It really does relax the mind. And I had my cousin actually contact me after watching the channel. She bought the coaster kit that I did when I was in Whitby, and she is now addicted too. So it is running in the family. I'm really pleased to say. Hi Sharon, if you're watching. So yes, she has now purchased a kit from Diamond Art Club. So I'm really looking forward to hearing her thoughts when she receives that one. And yeah, we may end up having to do a video together as well, make it a family thing. We are all family here together, aren't we? So it's like extended family too, and I really do think that. I have made a few friends here on YouTube, and ever so grateful for you all, whether you comment privately on the YouTube channel, everywhere, and one of who lives in Australia. Now, she has given me permission to talk about her and tell you our story. Her name is Anthea, and as I say, she lives in Australia, so our contact can be quite limited in the fact, you know, time scales, etc. But we have Skyped and we have chatted, and we comment through the channel as well, so you may well have seen her comments down on the end of videos too. Well, Anthea has decided that she's going to make a trip to the UK this year. I'm so excited. We are going to meet face to face for the first time later on this year. Oh wow, I can't wait. It's just going to be so much fun. And Anthea's going to do a tour of Scotland on her own when she first arrives, and then she's going to head down into Yorkshire and we'll meet up. She's going to stay in a nearby town and we'll meet up and have fun and whatever we end up doing there. We are going to take a couple of day trips together as well, and then we're going to go to Whitby for a week together in a cottage. We've hired a cottage. We're going to take some diamond painting. We're going to do some videos. Oh, I'm just so excited about it all. And, do you know, I never, ever thought that YouTube would open up my social interactions as much as it has. And it's just the icing on the cake for me. It really is. Because, you know, you sit at home and you make your lovely things and you do your crafting, and it's quite solitary unless you're in a club somewhere. If you're lucky enough to have some sort of club nearby where you can all get together, have a cuppa and a chat, glass of wine if you're lucky. But if you don't have that nearby, it is quite a solitary activity, crafting. So please do feel free to comment and share news, etc. Because what I've realised, and I've realised it for a while now, is that it is a community. We are our own tribe. We understand our excitement and our thrill about certain things that, you know, when you talk to people who are not really into it, they do glaze over a little bit, and then you have no one to share that thrill with, or if you've discovered something beautiful or a different aspect in a kit for example, or you want to try new things and you've got some new crystals and you want to add them into a kit and you want to tell somebody about it, and people that you know are just not really that into it, not really that bothered. They're pleased for you that you're excited, but they don't really understand that thrill. Then we have each other here to share that with. And I just think it's really opened my eyes to that, having the channel. I would encourage anybody who wants to start a channel of your own, because it really has given me so much. You really do all give me so much, and I'm so thankful to you all for that. I don't think I can express in words just how much it means to me, but it means a lot. And I need to move on from the subject because I'm getting a little bit emotional. So I just now need to win that lottery and get a retreat, don't I? I just need to get that done for us all to join together and spend quality time crafting, bit of mindfulness sessions, maybe a bit of yoga, all of that sort of thing together would be incredible to do. Right, so back to the diamond painting. As I'm diamond painting section, I hope you can see the shading with these different greys. I'm hoping that it is picking out a bit of detail and that you can see that hopefully a bit better than I can at the moment, because as we know, it's quite difficult to see the detail when we're up close working on our paintings. That we stand back and we're like, oh my goodness, that's why I put that colour there. And in the unboxing video with Mum, she did admit that she sometimes uses a slightly different tone to finish her diamond paintings. So just be a little bit careful if you decide to do that, because it might change the shading a little bit. But she did make me laugh. My mum is amazing. So proud of her. And she did actually give a really important message about aging as you're getting older and not trying new things, or, you know, diamond painting is so easy to get into. I think the only downside could be perhaps if your eyesight is poor. Mum's got arthritic hands and she's still able to place the diamonds. You might have to adapt a little bit, do it in a different way, or find a solution to any difficulties that you might have. With eyesight, you could have a look at magnifiers, things like that, the light boxes, and just try and make it a little bit easier on yourself. But yes, it is important for people as they get older to keep active, and if you're a crafty person, then hopefully you can find a craft that suits you and still becomes enjoyable and not too much of a trial with any difficulties that you might be facing. So yeah, I thought that was a good message for Mum to convey there. Trying new things. I think any age is really good to try new things. I recently did an unboxing. I'm hoping that I put that up before this video, otherwise you may well hear a spoiler for my next unboxing. But it's a long time since I undertook a cross stitch, and in the unboxing I do show the last cross stitch that I made. And talking to Anthea about cross stitch, we were thinking of doing a similar project together, and it got me thinking and it got me excited again for that craft. And so I've taken the plunge, and it does feel a little bit new for me again. But I'm excited to try something again that I left behind and I'm going back to. I don't know whether I will do videos for it. We'll see, because at the moment I'm not that confident in talking about what I'm doing whilst I'm discovering it again. We'll see. Do let me know if you are a cross stitcher and you would like me to do anything like that. It would be interesting to know your take on it, because as I am demonstrating something, I do like to have a little bit of knowledge. I suppose I do have a little bit of knowledge about cross stitch, but it's the confidence. There's me just talking about aging and trying new things, and then I'm just going back on that and saying, but I haven't got my confidence. So I maybe should put my money where my mouth is and do it. We'll see, we'll see. Never say never. I love this pop of green in these windows. Just ding. Ooh, just knock the container over. Oh. Pick those up. Luckily, there weren't many in the container, so they haven't gone everywhere. Put those in. Right, let's do this middle bit here. I think the dragon's holding a ball or something there, but of course it's quite difficult to see that. The other dragons are carrying red things as well. So anyway, you'll see that when I pan out at the end of the video. So we'll put these number 2s in first. This red AB. And you'll notice that I haven't changed my diamond painting pen as I used to, because I think as long as the wax inside is fairly old, it doesn't pull the coating off, and I have no problem with using metal tips with my ABs. This number 3, pop of pink, and I am using the Oroloa blue wax still in my diamond painting pen. Here it is in the tub, and you can see it's quite scruffy. You can see here that this slab is just in a lumpy lump now. I might need to use that next slab. But I don't change out my wax all of the time. I haven't changed the wax for today, and it has been about 3 or 4 days since I last diamond painted. So it's still perfectly fine, she says, as the diamond lifted up. But I'm not going to change it now because I want to get all of these ABs in the stained window. So I don't want to risk pulling off any of that wonderful coating that creates the colour change. So this one is the number 5. It's like a turquoise colour, and then we go into the number 4s, which are the majority of the window. And here they are. Wonderful, wonderful bluey purple AB. And of course, with the AB coating, we get so many different colours shining through. Look at those. Oh, they're just gorgeous. So I haven't been up to too much. I haven't been up to much naughtiness to tell you about. I have had a struggle with the traffic this week though, boo, because if you've heard me talk about the lovely road I go down on the way to work, there's roadworks at the moment. Yes, I was stuck in roadworks for quite a long time on the day that they decided to put traffic lights on to do some temporary work along there. Oh, I was in a bad mood. I was tired from work. And then I hit these traffic lights and it was just static traffic. Oh, for about half an hour. And I know it doesn't sound long, but after a day at work, it was the longest half hour ever. And people were doing that thing in the outside lane where they rush up and then try and squeeze themselves into the static traffic. So I was getting a little bit disgruntled. So I've had to try and find a different route to work and back from work. And I'm missing my lovely road. I really am. So I'm hoping that the traffic lights are not there for too much longer. I've heard a rumour that they're moving along the road at the end of, well, maybe in a week and a half's time. But if they move along the road, then it might still be a problem for me to get on my lovely road. So anyway, change is good sometimes. And the way I'm going now means that I have to go through a small town. It is a lovely town. It's quite scruffy, but it's so quirky and lovely for that. So instead of going along an A road where you're zooming along and there's things on the side of the road, I'm now going through the town and seeing people and what they're getting up to of a morning. So I'm doing a little bit of people watching instead of a little bit of nature watching on my way to work. So it's all new and exciting and, you know, trying to see the positives. So as I drive through and you can see mums pushing prams and the little kids going to school, that's delightful. It really is. Remember those days of, oh, the stress of trying to get everybody out on a morning in time. Some of the mums wearing pyjamas and all of that because they haven't had time to get dressed themselves, and, you know, a lot of the hair up and things because they haven't had a chance to have a shower themselves and things like that. So that is making me smile a little bit with the memory of trying to do that when Ben was little. Yeah, and just the shops opening it up, you know, you can see people going about their day. I tend to drive through, I set off from home about 8:30. So it's just slightly earlier than the shops open. So they're opening the shutters in the shops and putting out the displays, things like that. The life going on that I normally zoom past without giving a thought to. The dog walkers, these little happy waggy-tailed dogs on lead walking along the roadside. That's lovely too. I don't know, just seeing a bit of life going on. So then as I come out of the town on the roundabout, you get to the road that leads out of the town, and there's roadworks there too because, you know, it doesn't seem like the council coordinate the roadworks at all. It's just when they feel like doing it, they'll do it no matter where anybody needs to try and get to. So I do hit some roadworks there where they're building some houses. So again, I've got, you know, people watching. I watch the builders. Not like that, not like in a leery way. Yeah, I sit ogling the builders, you know. Usually at that time of the day, they've still got the shirts on. Oh no, look, stop making me be naughty, stop it. No, they're working hard, and yeah, it's quite interesting seeing the new houses go up. It's like, ooh, it'd be quite nice to have a new build house and everything spanking new again and all of that. So yeah, have a little nosy at the different styles of houses as I'm sat there in the traffic lights. But the traffic lights are nowhere near as bad as the other ones, so I can cope with it. Watching the builders. And then I'm out onto the country road again. A different country road to what I'm used to, but it's still nice because I can see some of the viewpoints that I drive past on my lovely road. I can see from this other road, so I'm like, oh, hello, recycling plant, and oh, hello. Yeah, so seeing the road from a different angle, from a different viewpoint. Thought, yeah, it's interesting to see it from this side. And it's reminded me sometimes to try and see things from a different viewpoint. So if I'm feeling a little bit disgruntled, I can be like, well, you know, if I look at it this way instead, it might help. So that's what I'm doing on my drive to work now. It seems to be working. It's fine. I am really, really looking forward to having my normal journey back and saying hello to all the things I say hello to on the way to work. I know it sounds mad, and I know I sound like I'm some sort of crazy person, but I do send up my gratefulness and thankfulness as I pass things that, you know, I like. So if I see the birds in a bush or the lovely red brick wall, I'm like, oh, hello, brick wall. It's lovely to see you again. And I know I sound completely crazy. I'm in the car on my own, listening to the lovely radio, and I listen to Virgin Radio with Chris Evans on a work morning, and he gives out such positive messages. He really uplifts me on a morning. So listening to that and being thankful for my drive and things like that really boosts me to start the day, and I do my thankfulness on the way to work. Yeah, I think for me it's a way of putting a positive slant on things sometimes, because we can fall into that negative thought pattern if we're not careful. And believe you me, I've been there on a number of occasions, and I've tried to stop it, and it's just by changing my perception on certain things. Because if you can perceive something differently, it helps you feel differently about it. And I know that's not the case for everything, because we all have hardships to endure and things like that. I am absolutely not making light of that at all. But for me, it helps. So I hope that you can have that too in your life. And if you are going through anything difficult at the moment, please, I do send you all the best of wishes to get you through that. Do you remember the book? You might not have read it if your children are older, but there's a book called We're Going on a Bear Hunt. And I used to read it to the little children at nursery. I can't remember reading it to Ben when he was small, so I think it might have been written after he was that age group. And they go on a bear hunt, and they have to go over, through, under obstacles. Well, in fact, they come across obstacles. Let me explain this a bit better, sorry. They have to go through different obstacles to go on a bear hunt. So they get to long grass, and they say it's long, swishy grass, and they can't go under it, and they can't go over it. They have to go through it. And then they come to, I can't remember the other obstacles. I think there might have been a river, maybe. And they're saying we can't go over it. We can't go under it. We have to go through it. And I thought, This is kind of like a metaphor for life sometimes. We can't sometimes avoid having to go through things. So if you're having to go through something, then I am sending you the best of wishes for that. Ooh. And when I've had to go through things recently, oh gosh, these diamonds are sliding everywhere. Yeah, when I've had to go through things recently, I have tried to keep myself as positive as possible and try and get out of my head, because I do tend to overthink. I do end up going into myself. I try and solve a problem that is probably unsolvable. So I watch YouTube sometimes. I watch some tarot readings. I watch like affirmations, positivity, things like that, to try and keep my mind positive. And it's really, really, really helped me, because my perception of something may not be right because I'm in my head about it. And by letting it go, or by thinking of it in a different way, it's got me through. So I hope that helps you. Now, those diamonds were tricky there because they just wanted to play a little game with me. I think they're all sat properly now. Got them in. There we are. So we're just going to finish this tiny little bit of a section that we've got left. I think Monty might be due back from his walk, and it's very rainy and muddy outside, so I dread to think what he's going to be like. I think he's going to come in and slide along the carpets, because that's a thing he likes to do when he's got wet hair. So you may well hear him any minute come in. Here he comes. Is he going to slide along the carpet to dry himself? Oh, he's running about like a mad thing. Okay. And I promised you that I would show you the progress so far. So let's pull back from the diamond painting and have a full look. So here she is, and I hope that you can pick out here that those ABs are shimmering quite green compared to the bluish hue here. If I lift this canvas up a little bit, hopefully you can see the colour change there. And because of that, I do think they look quite glass-like, the stained glass. And that's why I decided not to change to the crystals, because I was thinking of doing a dark blue crystal instead to make the glass look glassier. But it works so well. I'm not going to do that at all. I love the ABs in the background. And now you'll see the dragon detail that we've just done here with the two wings and the tail. And it looks like he's holding that red piece there. The dragon in this one is behind her head somewhat. There is a dragon here. We've got his head and the two wings, and he's holding a tiny little red AB, which does look a little bit like his belly button. And then this dragon over here with his wings splayed and his tail twisting. He's got like a loop-de-loop in his tail. Now the one thing on this bit is that I'm not sure about the brown. I'm going to get you a closer up view of that. So the browns here, I did wonder whether I'd put the wrong colour in, and I took a diamond off, and no, that is correct. And I actually looked on Diamond Art Club's website as well, and it does look like that. But to me, that bit's not too bad, it's part of the neck, but these bits here look a bit strange, so I'm thinking I might change that out. I'm going to wait until the diamond painting is finished and then look at that again. So this is the progress of Crystal Ball, which is a painting by Anne Stokes, and it was bought on Diamond Art Club. I hope you've enjoyed the WIP and Chat, and I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, enjoy your own diamond painting. Take care. Bye.